Did you know that she's got 2 kids from a Zimbabwean man? When they got to the party, the 2 girls decided to sleep with one of the leaders of Patriotic Alliance. I've got so many nude videos sent by Kwena because she said she preferred Zimbabwean men, she had a Zimbabwean ex-boyfriend, and she wanted to have a thing with me because she preferred Zimbabweans. A lot of the people who are in Dudula think that their father is somebody else, yet in reality their father is probably a Zimbabwean, Mozambican, or foreigner who came into the country having an affair with their mother.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a viral clip from none other than Rutendo, a Zimbabwean national living in South Africa, known for his activism defending foreign Africans and promoting open borders in South Africa. Rutendo reacted to the interview between Mashiane and Operation Dudula presidents Zandile Dabula, and what he said is brewing serious controversy. Let's get into it.
This is Zandile Dabula, the head of Dudula that is closing out foreigners from hospitals. But did you know that she's got 2 kids from a Zimbabwean man? These people are playing games with you. But how do we know this? We know this because we've got women within those institutions. We know who funds them, we know their plans. There is no seriousness about hate for foreigners because they love foreigners. I'll tell you about Kwena shortly. Basically what Zandile is saying is that Patriotic Alliance duped Dudula because Dudula is the one that came up with the anti-foreigner strategy, and she believes that this anti-foreigner strategy is the one that won Patriotic Alliance its seats, and then Patriotic Alliance would not give the 1 in 5 seats that it promised. That is nonsense. Because the reason why Gayton, McKenzie and Kwena got votes and seats while Dudula, which was focusing on anti-foreigner sentiment, did not get a single seat, is because the strategy used by Gayton and Kwena to get seats was not the hatred of foreigners, because that issue wasn't important to South Africans. They got their seats because they went strategically for the niche of the colored vote that was neglected in South Africa. The reason why Dudula gets 0 seats is because the issue of foreigners was not really important to most level-headed South Africans that take the time to go and vote. And it is not only her that feels betrayed. We also had the 2 girls, Victoria and Kwena, who started the anti-foreigner campaign through very interesting videos. They were reached out to by Patriotic Alliance. They assumed that Patriotic Alliance wanted them in their party. When they got to the party, the 2 girls decided to sleep with one of the leaders of Patriotic Alliance. When they discovered that they were sleeping with the same person, they had a fight and they were both chucked out of Patriotic Alliance. The reason they were chucked out of Patriotic Alliance is that the guys at Patriotic Alliance were not interested in their anti-foreigner sentiment. They knew that it wasn't really a seller. They were interested in something else. And so, of course, Victoria then went on to Action SA. We don't know how she got in there. Then Kwena went out of the public light when she went to Twasa. As she was twasaring, Kwena did not have any South Africans coming to visit her, supporting her, giving her airtime, sending her e-wallet. It was me that sent her e-wallet. It was me that supported her through that period. That is why I know the stories that I'm telling you here, because at the time that Kwena discovered that Victoria was having a thing with one of the Patriotic Alliance leaders, I was with Kwena. In this phone, I've got so many nude videos sent by Kwena because she said she preferred Zimbabwean men, she had a Zimbabwean ex-boyfriend, and she wanted to have a thing with me because she preferred Zimbabweans. What is the point I'm making here? The hatred of foreigners is pretense. This is the reason why the biggest anti-foreigner has got 2 kids from Zimbabwe. But do you think that she has told her comrades that she got 2 kids from a Zimbabwean? And do you think her comrades are stopping her from taking those 2 kids to hospital because they're foreign? Do you realize that a lot of the people who are in Dudula think that their father is somebody else, yet in reality their father is probably a Zimbabwean, Mozambican, or foreigner who came into the country having an affair with their mother? Do you know that a lot of people don't know who their grandfathers are, and those grandfathers were actually foreign? We're one and the same people. This hatred is stupid because the same blood courses in our veins. That is why she's got Zimbabwean children.
So, Rutendo accuses Zandile Dabula, the face of Operation Dudula, of having 2 children with a Zimbabwean man. According to him, this somehow discredits her entire position against illegal immigration. His claim is that how can the woman leading the anti-foreigner movement have kids with a Zimbabwean? But let's be real, even if that were true, and we don't know if it is, there is no contradiction unless that man was in the country illegally. South Africans have never said they hate foreigners. The issue has always been illegal immigration. That's what they're fighting. That's what Dudula has always said they stand for. And that's what Abahambe means. If Zandile had a Zimbabwean partner living legally in the country, then there's no hypocrisy. People can love who they love. That's never been an issue. Now, we don't know whether Zandile actually does have children with a Zimbabwean man. And honestly, that's not the point. The problem here is the intention behind Rutendo's message. This is not just gossip. It's a strategy, a deliberate attempt to discredit Operation Dudula and create division. He wants South Africans to believe that our leaders are fake, that they're liars, that deep down they love foreigners and their activism is just a front. And it doesn't stop there. Rutendo then claims that Victoria and Kwena, 2 women known for being outspoken patriots, had sexual relationships with Patriotic Alliance leaders. He goes further to say that when the women found out they were with the same man, they fought and thus they were kicked out of the PA. He paints them as clout chasers, manipulated by powerful men and in love with foreigners. He goes on to even claim that he has nude videos of Kwena and that she told him that she prefers Zimbabwean men. Now, let's pause there. Firstly, this is a dangerous level of personal exposure and violation. No one should ever be bragging about having someone's private content. That's not political commentary, it's personal slander. Secondly, even if these stories were true, how do they change the fact that South Africa is being overrun by illegal foreigners? You can't discredit an entire movement and something many South Africans experience by pointing to someone's ex-boyfriend. These are cheap distractions meant to erode credibility and cause chaos. Thirdly, as far as I know, Victoria has never been kicked out of the PA as he claims. The way Rutendo frames this argument is very calculated. He says these women pretend to hate foreigners, that many people in Dudula are actually fathered by foreigners, that there's no real South African identity because we are all one blood. In other words, he's trying to dissolve the idea of national sovereignty. It's the classic divide and conquer strategy. If you can't fight the movement directly, you break it from within. You plant seeds of doubt. Can you really trust Zandile? Didn't Victoria sleep her way through politics? Aren't we all African anyway? He's not just arguing politics. He's attacking character, morals, leadership, and loyalty. He's aiming straight at the unity of South Africans who are fed up with illegal immigration. Let me be honest, I don't know if what Rutendo said is true. I don't know if Zandile has children with a Zimbabwean man. I don't know what happened between Victoria, Kwena, and the Patriotic Alliance. But what I do know is that none of that changes our struggle. We hate crime, and illegal immigration is a crime. When someone like Rutendo, a man who openly advocates for open borders, tries to derail the movement with gossip and personal attacks, we need to see it for what it is, an attempt to fracture the one thing we need most, unity. In my previous video, I warned that the enemy thrives in chaos, and that's exactly what this is, chaos. When people start questioning the personal lives of activists instead of focusing on the issues, the movement weakens. We need to stay focused. We need to stand together. Because illegal immigration is not a joke. It's not just a Twitter debate. It's something that's affecting our schools, our clinics, our housing, and our job market. So whether or not these ladies dated foreigners, whether or not Rutendo has revealing videos of people, whether or not any of it is true, it doesn't change what we know in our bones. South Africans must come first, and we won't let the enemy stop this movement. So to everyone watching, don't let noise like this distract you. Don't let personal stories turn into political divisions. Let's stay united, let's stay focused, and let's fight the real fight. Kwena went on Mashiane's podcast on the Politically Incorrect YouTube channel today to speak on the rumors that Rutendo is spreading about her. Go check that episode out. Watch the video on your left to see members of parliament grill the Minister of Defense over McKenzie's allegations. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Until next time.